Ladies and gentlemen, today's going to be a little bit strange because we kind of have to do things in a particular order. We're going to make things line up properly. So first we're going to hop back on our priest, okay? We've already gotten all 3 of our warrior artifacts. We still need to get 2 more on our priest. But we're actually not going to do that right now. I kind of want to do the first paladin artifact before we start the normal cycle. Because while most of the artifacts don't have much to do with each other, warrior, priest, paladin is a cohesive story. And I want to show that off first. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab that. So let's stop doing that. As leader of our order, okay, so all of these are basic tutorials. I'm not going to read all these out loud. You can recruit priests.
Let us get to work.
Hang on. You can recruit priests. There we go.
It's just Kalia now. You won't be alone on this journey.
You sure? Okay, so we've recruited Kalia. Let's scooch over here. Oh yeah, by the way, I wasn't joking. I really am still wearing the Priest Order Hall outfit right now. I mean, it looks a little bit better on a Nightborn, but what do you want?
Arcanon Poros. Each day is a...
May the light guide your way.
We've got our 2 basic champions. Like, the format of the initial order quests are all pretty much identical. Walk in, get your first artifact, and then do your couple of tutorial quests for how followers work and how the mission board works.
I will hide in shadows no longer.
And then you do your initial order thing. Now, this is only 2 minutes, as you can see here.
I stand ready to help.
And this will give us another benefit, which we'll deal with in a minute. Now, while that's happening,
How may I help you?
let's go ahead and poke at the paladin really quick. Now, our paladin... Yeah, let me check my spreadsheet. Because, yes, I got a spreadsheet for all this. So it has to be... Okay. We've actually run into a small problem. Heli is 2 levels too high. And I'm not even sure why exactly, to be quite honest with you. The remix here is, of course, also too high level. We haven't even touched her yet, and he's already done it. Okay. Hang on. Let me test something. I have an idea here. Let's go and hop on him, because he looks totally badass. We'll pick him because he looks badass. But I have an idea. If that doesn't work, I think you're right, Blade Taval. I think that I was pushing Heli specifically to 69 prior to recognizing that the actual limit was 67. I think that's exactly what happened, because that was a while ago. I haven't touched her since this point. Okay. Good news is that's where that should be. So we'll just hop that really quick. It's all correct. Well, the good news is I already have the prompt, as you can see here.
Blood and thunder.
So let's go ahead and skip.
Strength.
Not yet, Triaxi. We probably won't see that today, even.
Thank the light I found you. I must speak with you at once.
So, I always found this funny. The specific NPC they send after us varies based on, the class you are. And they decide to send fricking Maxwell Tyrosus to us.
It was a matter of the utmost importance.
Which probably doesn't mean something to most of you, but this is like one of the big leaders of the Brotherhood of Light from Vanilla and from Wrath. And he's like, please help us. It's like, okay, what up? However, I can't help but notice he does not have a quest for me.
My sincere apologies for the insistence, but we must speak immediately.
Yeah, I would, buddy, if I could. Hang on. See if we can fix this easily.
Your counsel is paramount to our next move against the Legion.
That is different. So, okay. So there's this thing to track low-level quests on the radar, which didn't used to be required in order to actually interact with low-level quests.
I am here when you are ready.
A critical decision must be made, Lord Mix. The Breach... just gonna call me Eli. The Legion is devastating our forces at the Broken Shore. The mightiest army this world has ever known was reduced to cinders in moments. We must gather those of conviction to save our home. Trevor of the Tears Guard and Auric Trueheart have each made plans to do that, but we must not let them walk it alone. I ask that you seek them out and guide them to Crassus's Landing so we make this decision together.
You can. Excellent. Meet me at Crassus's Landing when you are ready.
There's Trevor.
For Tyr.
Come to Crassus's Landing, where you may be able to help your order.
May Tyr guide. If there's any chance of finding aid, Ifrina and I will come. Stay, Dawnbreaker.
Aye, that's the one. Shield Hill it is. There's no time to waste. Greetings.
You need it urgently at Crassus's Landing.
Farewell to ye. Tyrosus. Now he's a good man. Count me in. There's too much danger about to turn down a wee bit of help. We may not be alone in this after all, Tahu. Let's see what Tyrosus has to say.
I'm glad you could join us.
Also Boros and Liadrin, along with the Pony Brightmane, who's our Sunwalker representative.
Azeroth will not fall while we stand.
Thank you for helping gather us together. We must stand united.
Walk all.
Our gathering has identified several weapons of immense power. In the right hands, these holy artifacts give us a fighting chance against the Legion. We can't pursue them all at once. Even that's kind of what we're about to do.
May the light give brothers and sisters. We must not forget the Ashbringer. Tyrion may be gone, but the High Blade is still out there somewhere.
So we're actually going to do Holy first. A secret order of Paladin has been watching over the resting place of the great Titan Watcher Tyr for hundreds of years. Histories tell that his powerful Warhammer was buried there with him. Recent events have threatened the safety of their secret church. Yeah, this warrior showed up, and then this priest. It was weird. I don't know what was going on with that. Oh, God. Okay, hold up. Ah! This, give me a minute. I don't have a paladin heal set up yet. I don't have a paladin anything set up yet. Ah! Emojis are the best. Sure. Start a build. Yeah, uh-huh. Okay. Now. Grab this, grab that. Get rid of this. Okay. What garbage did you give me here?
It is always darkest, just before the dawn.
Is it? I mean, I get what you're going for, but like, is it really? Thank you very much, Noctis. I hope work is going smoothly for you. I'll jot that down for Epic Battle Fantasy V, Majesty Gold, and Henry Stickmin in just a moment. Please go. Thank you. There's the res. Yeah, I was actually just looking at that. Yeah, they gave me faith instead of virtue. What are your thoughts on the Switch 2? I am glad that it's going to be backwards compatible digitally. That was the big question mark. Well, all right, whatever. Get 2 beacons going. Both is what I mean with Fusion Bolt. In other words, there's no indicator that it would actually work digitally until the announcement. Okay, so we're gonna put that there. Actually, no. Feels better there. There. That there. Bread and butter. Fast heal. And I don't know if it has any of the synergies with Judgment, but we're going to assume it does. Put that there. Holy Warlock is a 1-minute cooldown with 2 charges, I believe? Yep, 2 charges. No idea how half these buttons work. Because I've had a chance to read my own build. But whatever. I apologize for how boring this is. was going to do this stuff this morning, and I, as usual, had no time to do so. What I probably should have done is just delayed stream a bit more. I haven't even been late to stream for the last, like, week on purpose. I've just been tired. Which I blame entirely on the weather. I have been having a really hard time sleeping lately. So I'll just wake up, you know, at 20 minutes after I'm supposed to start stream. It's very frustrating, let me tell you. Yeah, I will of course try to purchase a Switch 2 as early as I can because I need it for work reasons. I will admit the rumored, I guess we'll go with rumored, launch lineup does not sound particularly impressive. But then again, when was the last time a Nintendo console had an impressive launch lineup? I believe the answer to my own question is the SNES, by the way. I don't know, I'd have to check. That's a good question, Linnerith. I mean, logically, there will be. Are there any right now? Oh. That is also something I'm quite curious of myself. Okay, so now... Sorry, one more. I knew I was missing one. It's just... We do know with 100% certainty that several Switch games that came out what I would normally say as this year, aka 2024, were specifically designed with the Switch 2 in mind. Like we've already reverse engineered some of the code on some of them, and there's actually specific settings that are designed to take advantage of the better hardware of the Switch 2. So, okay,
At your service.
this should be fun.
Take care of yourself out there.
So,
You can always count on me.
it appears we have been afforded a unique opportunity. A small order of paladins has come forward, claiming to know the location of Tyr's tomb. Don't be ridiculous. We'll never find Tyr's tomb. Whatever.
Always in the light.
Let's talk to these crazy people. Hey, crazy person.
Well met.
I am the Tyr's Guard. We are a secret order of paladins that's been guarding a great secret for a very long time. Unfortunately, recent events have caused us to end our secrecy.
Goodbye.
My order guards a powerful secret, the final resting place of mighty Tyr. Recent intrusions by the warrior and the priest have made it a secret no longer. We must protect the sacred relic stored there, the Silver Hand.
Until we meet again.
We must reclaim it before those with evil intent can seize it. To free it from its wards, we need relics called the Sparks of Tyr. I has one, so does my brother. He journeyed to Northrend to seek aid from Tyr's homeland, but has not returned. Ask that you find him and his spark.
Goodbye.
Okay.
My brother spoke of a dragon called Lanagosa at Wormrest Temple. Seek her out while I prepare a strike force for the tomb.
I can do that. Yeah, the Tyr's Guard, you know, the one from Dragonflight, actually shows up here. That's right. There's so many things referenced in Legion, they're even referenced in reverse. Okay. I guess I'm on my own for getting to Northrend. That's okay, I can figure that out. Yeah, Legion actually established quite a few plot threads, which we're still going through to this day. That's not even a joke. Hell, there's a plot thread Legion established that we haven't even really started concluding. Like, we've only started acknowledging in War Within. Well, it's funny you say that, Blade Taval, because the quest we're doing right now would qualify. I'm not joking when I say there's a direct through line between warrior to priest to paladin. There's only really two other things quite like that. First is priest to mage, which I'll show off. And the other one would be, and this is a very technically, Death Knight, Druid, and I don't remember the third one. And a third one. Oh god, does anyone remember what the third one is? Is that? Yeah, that's out. That's out. Warlock! That's it, Warlock, thank you. That one's kind of cheap, though. It doesn't really get credit for it. It's still true, though. I was going to laugh if any of these quests take me to the Borean Tundra. Where the hell's Lanagosa? There she is.
Hello there.
Hello, Paladin. I sense you have business with me. Yeah, I'm looking for a Paladin named Galford. Ah, yes, studious sort. He was eager to hear stories of Tyr, the Titan Keeper. I told him of the battle between Galacrond and Tyr, how Calico saw Tyr's severed hand at Galacrond's rest. Galford got very excited and left. Is your friend safe? I do not know. I will seek him out.
See you around. Galacron's rest can be dangerous. Perhaps a tracking spell will be of use. There. A bit of magic to help you follow in Galford's footsteps. Good luck.
Thank you. Yeah, that not Mardoom, the other one. It's basically a revolving door at this point.
Your friend came seeking answers. His mind flooded by memories stored in the spark of the noble Watcher. He learned of Tyr's ancient battle against Galacron, and of the hand he lost in the dragon's maw.
Well, let's see if we can find him amongst the roaming damned. Galacron, well, this, you see this giant-ass skeleton? That was Galacron. He's never super relevant to the plot, but he's referenced quite a few times, because he had a bit to do with the formation of the dragon aspects. He'll be a little bit more relevant when we get to Dragonflight, the dragon expansion.
A silver hand was forged by Jotun, Tyr's dearest friend for many ages. When Tyr found proof of Loken's betrayal, it was Jotun who stayed behind to hold off the fallen Watcher's pursuit.
Ancient warnings be damned. I should have made this...
Your friend sought out Jotun, but the spark did not warn him of the cruel curse with which Loken twisted the Watcher's mind. The Paladin rushed to the chasm south of here, only to meet his doom.
Well, that sucks. I can't wait to go tell, Talford? That his brother died because of something some asshole who's already dead did millennia ago. Fucking broken. God. Ancient warnings be damned. I should have made this pilgrimage years ago. The Spark of Tyr possesses memories. It has granted me amazing visions of history. It led me here and showed me how the wounded Tyr was aided by his noble companion Jotun, who replaced the Watcher's hand and engraved Warhammer with Tyr's new symbol. The stone giant still lives, wandering the broken pathway. It's time to meet this Jotun. Once he recognizes the spark, I have no doubt the giant will aid our cause. Alright, time to go beat the crap out of Jotun. Yep. And there he is. Sorry, Galford.
I've been looking all over for you. Have you found... Oh, no.
Yeah.
I am truly sorry. It looks as though your friend was crushed. What could have...
Leave this place! Loken's curse compels me to slay the allies of Tyr. Until he comes to collect Tyr's spark, I must defend it.
What is this essence the giant speaks of? I would have words with you.
Real quick, he calls it a curse, but, I mean, remember how Titanforged work? All Titanforged are beholden to the one above them in the hierarchy, regardless, like they are compelled to answer. And Loken, when this was happening, was one of the highest ranking of the Titanforged. So the curse could quite literally just be, do this, and he is now compelled to commit. I wouldn't blame him for calling that a curse, but it's not what we would traditionally refer to as a curse, you know.
What brings you out here?
Galford was the bearer of the Spark of Tyr's essence. It seems Jotun killed him and took it. I need that spark to claim Tyr's Warhammer.
I should get back to it. A just cause, hero. I shall stand with you against the might of Jotun. Be ready!
You leave me no choice.
Holy crap!
I must destroy you!
Sorry, Jotun. I'm gonna one-shot you. Literally.
Pain. It frees my mind of the curse. For the moment. Loken's enchantment won't let me die. We have only a moment before I fall into madness again.
So maybe stop yammering and give me this damn thing.
Here is the spark. Take it and flee. Keep the memory of my fallen friend alive.
Okay. I can do that.
If you desire, I can take you back to your city in the sky. I will return later for Galford's remains.
Yes, please. In fact, the Broken House... Yeah, the Broken House is actually pretty close to Northrend, so this isn't that long of a trip. It's only like a few days. Days pass. I think the only thing I've learned about my gaming tastes lately, Yura, is that I really like proper building games. And I kind of already knew that. It's just I didn't have as much exposure to them until more recently. Factorio was probably the first, and it really opened up a rabbit hole for me.
Greetings. May Tyr guide you.
A terrible loss. You have the spark he held, though, and I have another. We must press on. I will mourn Galford another day.
Until we meet again.
Too many know of its location. The tomb must be closed forever. But first we must reclaim the hammer. The Tyrosus sent us a force to aid in the recovery, and some of my order will meet us there as well, but I fear even that will not be enough. I'm glad we'll have you with us. Take the portal to the Dalaran crater and fly to Tirisfal. I've marked the location on your map.
May Tyr guide you. You can make your way there through the portal to Dalaran crater. I will meet you there with additional forces.
I actually have
Find your brother and rally at the tomb.
I've actually played quite a bit of Valheim, but I put it down because it's not finished yet, and I just have a general policy of not playing unfinished games. No early access. My friend Pax has played quite a bit of it, though. So, Mr. Floyd Pinkerton says we need to address Metzen's long break after Legion. Why? Or, I guess, how? In what manner, I guess, is the question I'm asking here. I mean, we've brought it up several times. Well, okay. Almost didn't get that in time. Hit the wrong button. Because I hit the wrong bubble. In fact, that should be over here. There we go. It is always interesting and horrible to me when I see a creator who takes a several-year sabbatical because they have been so destroyed by their job. See Brandon Braga for another example of that. I forget the exact timing, but I think it was about 6 years that Brandon Braga just walked away from everything because he was just ground up into mulch by Voyager and Enterprise. Deja vu, huh? Wow, there's a lot of dead Twilights here.
Ah, there you are. The area was secured at great cost. This cannot continue. We must retrieve the Silver Hand and destroy the entrance to the tomb. I will complete the ritual to release the hammer and collapse the tomb. But we must be quick. I can sense evil emanating from the tomb.
Yeah, just pile the corpses there.
Lead a small team in first. Let me know when you are ready.
So those of you who've heard me talk about Dragonflight, this is going to be old hat. In fact, most of you who've done Modern WoW are going to be like, yeah, and? But Legion also advanced a certain tech in a very important way. A way we are still reaping the benefits of.
Portier, goodbye. Just a brief swim, and we'll reach the tomb.
Also, just to point it out, we had another seamless enter scenario thing happen there.
Behold, the Tomb of Tyr, built by the mighty... Wait. These monsters dare befoul the tomb. This cannot stand. Destroy these abominations.
So, you probably didn't even notice it happening because it was so seamless. But Travert is now part of my party. So is Efrina. And Duval. Now, it's not as well designed as it is in Modern, for obvious reasons. But this is the second time they experimented with followers. And they are actually in my party, legitimately. That's how they're showing up on the add-on, because they're flagged as party members.
Threaten the resting place of the Silver Hand.
This wasn't the very beginning of this, that was actually in Pandaria. You're probably thinking, I don't remember seeing that in Pandaria. Yeah, it was the Raytheon Legendary Chain. Thanks, Legendary Chain.
Watch yourselves. Let us cleanse this chamber.
Oh, that's true. They also use this in the Matrix. I forgot about that. So yeah, you were probably wondering how the hell we were supposed to do, like, a dungeon as a healer. And if you remember, I also pointed out earlier how NPCs actually do damage and react to things. And, you know, use abilities and stuff. So I can just sit back and actually keep these guys alive. They're taking a lot of damage, actually. Probably. Here, let's put this on you. Let's put this on you.
Well done, everyone. Let's... Wait! What is that?
Ah! That was a weird standoff. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
At last, we can begin. After the ritual is complete, and we have the hammer, the complex will collapse, sealing Tyr's resting place forever. Something is wrong. One of the other sparks isn't here. Wait. I can sense it below. Probably taken by one of those monsters. We must have it. We will begin the search when you are ready, champion.
I didn't do it. Don't look at me. Although both the warrior and the priest did go below here.
Greetings. Once we clear an area, reinforcements will secure it. Onward, paladins! Argent Crusaders, secure this area. We will press on.
The Argent Crusaders are like, do they have the authority to give us orders? I mean, I guess that's, you know, the paladin up there. Okay. Oh.
I'll take care of this.
So as you'll notice, credit to continuity, there's no corpse there, which makes sense. The warrior killed it, the Shadow Priest ate it, and now there's just the blood that's left over.
This chasm oozes darkness. Light protect us. That thing has what we need. Prepare yourselves, friends. Well met. Destroy the monster for the light!
Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense as Spirit Star. Yeah, stop dying for 5 seconds, please.
The last of my brothers and sisters. I am all that remains of the Tyr's Guard. I have the spark. The battle this place has seen has warped reality too much. We must finish this now.
Don't worry, I'm sure the black blood will never come up again. Uh-oh.
We have wounded! Aid them while I cover you!
I got your backs.
What can I do for you?
Oh, God, I don't have Blessing of Freedom on the bar. I don't have Blessing of Freedom, period. Oh, no!
Well met.
There we go.
A dark presence emerges from the void. Something big. We need to move now.
Yeah, we don't want to deal with that.
And with no time to waste, let's move.
We don't want to deal with that at all. What do you mean, don't intend to talk about them, Mr. Floyd?
Everything is in place for me to complete the ritual. All of you, defend the tunnel!
Yep. Yeah, we're literally doing the quests right now, Mr. Floyd. This is where we get the Tyr's Hand, for example. Hey, Dakota. That is a good question, and to my knowledge, we haven't answered it yet, Kraken-san.
Why flee? The void. Inevitable.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I'm gonna be back here. Oh, God. Okay, okay. New plan, new plan. Yeah, interesting usage of the Ascended ability. Or appearance, excuse me, not ability. Like you spelled apply here. Oh my God, they're taking a lot of damage.
That thing is too powerful. Focus on staying alive and keep it at bay.
Working on it. Gonna put my mana is what I'm doing. Jesus. I don't know what my procs are. Well, it's probably... See, an Ascendant is someone who's been imbued with elemental energy to the point of being super powerful. That looks like a Void Ascendant. So it probably is.
Just a few more moments. Stay strong.
That actually was retconned, Kraken-san. The old gods are dead. It's been confirmed several times at this point. Okay, so that's a... Jesus. Crap, I forgot to macro that.
It is done. Quickly, take up the hammer. In so doing, you will ensure Tyr's remains are protected for all time. We have the hammer! Everyone run! The tomb is collapsing!
Truth be told, I don't have a good answer to that, Mr. Floyd. I mean, we...
Means nothing. We'll find you again.
Apologies for the hasty retreat. The tomb's collapse was triggered by the hammer's removal. Though his halls are no more, Tyr is now protected by several tons of stone and water. The prison is buried as well.
Farewell, friend of the Grummels.
I can think of no one better to hold the silver hand. Wield it well. Return to Tyrosus and tell him of our success. We will meet again.
Okay. So to my knowledge, there's no real good reason why the Titans couldn't have killed off the old gods, whereas we were able to. I mean, other than, you know, we wanted a boss fight for the players to fight, and we didn't want the Titans to steal that from them. It's a very common problem in fiction. You want someone who's strong enough to help. Yeah, you're in Dalaran right now. On Honey Bun Bun, Braylon. You want someone strong enough to help, but you don't want them to just solve the problem for the player, right? A lot of writers run into that issue. Like, I know the excuse, because when... What's his face? I forget which one. Don't worry about that. That's not what I thought you were... Okay. It just means you haven't logged off yet. Ugh. I'll say something when you do. Anyways, when the Titan guy ripped out Yasharash himself, yeah, that caused a huge wound in the world, and that makes perfect sense. But there was nothing preventing, say, the Titan Forge from going down and killing the other old gods, right? So, why didn't they? Like, what changed between back then, when they could have empowered their own minions to kill the old gods, and now, when we actually did it, right? Like, there's no change in situation between these two times. So the excuse is, and it is an excuse, let's be honest, is the Titans didn't want to involve because of ripping out the big one. But, like I said, it's a very common problem in a lot of fiction. You want people who can help, who can't actually solve the problem themselves. This can be done well, and it can be done pretty badly.
We will prevail. Take care of yourself out there.
I am heartened to set your successful quest. We've been waiting for you to return.
May the light give you strength.
With you at your side, I know the Legion will fall. Before we march on the Broken Isles, we must put High Lord Tyrion to rest. There's but one place suitable for a paladin of his caliber, Light's Hope Sanctum, a secret bastion of the light hidden beneath our chapel. Paladins the world over are on the way to the ceremony. I know Tyrion would want you there most of all.
Walk always in the light.
You might be thinking of Gahun, the artificial old god, or Yasharaj, who was killed, eons ago. But they're all dead. That's a more interesting question, Blade-Tall. So this is Light's Hope Chapel. We'll talk more about this in just a second after we finish this particular quest. Probably one of my favorite order halls overall. Before I actually accept that quest, do you want to talk about NPC set dressing? There's Desco. Oh god, there's a lot of characters here. You notice pretty much all of these are named, right? Some of them you might recognize, like Terranar and Gidwin are sitting up there, sitting next to each other. Boros is up front. Julius Celeste is all the way up there. There's Eadric the Pure, he's from Wrath. I'll be honest, some of these even I don't recognize. I know way too much about the lore of this stupid game. But yeah, there are a lot of names from across the game. Remember, Paladins are one of the more common gets named characters classes in the game, right up there with Warriors and Mages. So, yeah, there's a lot of Paladins here. Oh yeah, I'll show this off in just a second. Here, let's do this first.
At your service. Take care of yourself out there.
It's fitting that you're here. Time and again you fought to save our world. Now I fear I must ask you to undertake an even greater act of service.
You can always count on me.
The Paladins of Azeroth must stand united behind a single leader. While with Tyrion's passing, you are the one most worthy to bear the mantle of High Lord. If you agree to accept this duty, inscribe your name into the Librum of Ancient Kings, and I'll address the masses on your behalf. Also, notice the total...
Men and women need a leader. Your deeds prove you are the clear choice to bear that burden. Come, I will address them on your behalf.
Notice the complete tonal... God damn it!
You've gathered to mourn the loss of High Lord Tyrion Fordring. Many of you look to him as an ideal, the paragon of what we all strive to be. Let us observe a moment of silence for a great soldier, leader, and friend. In the light, we are one, brother. Always. Inscribe your name into the Librum of Ancient Kings, so that we may begin the ceremony.
Notice the complete tonal variance between the Warrior Order Hall. I mean, and everything else we've seen so far. I know I've only really shown you Priest and Paladin, but you can see the gap, right? Like, Warrior, Odin is just being a dick, and it's like, hey, come and join the Valajar, and that's it. Whereas Priest was dealing with frickin' Alonza's Foul and gathering together a convocation of priests in a temple in the middle of the Nether, sanctified by a freaking Naru. This is an order of gathering, a gathering of all the orders of paladins from across the planet. We're all looking to you, temporarily, for leadership against the Legion.
You all know the noble deeds of the champion at my side. This hero has been chosen by the light to succeed Tyrion as High Lord. Under our new leader, this order shall become a mighty weapon brought to bear against the Legion. We must stand together against the coming darkness. We must cast aside the shackles of race and kingdom. We must unite as one!
The Blood Knights stand by you, High Lord. Azeroth will not fall.
We pledge ourselves to your cause, High Lord.
On this day, the Order of the Silver Hand is reborn. Together, Sargeras himself shall shudder at our might. We will prevail. May the light give you strength.
I think we're ready to reintroduce ourselves to the Legion.
Lord Shadowbreaker will be expecting you. This way.
Okay. I do like how they go to the way to have Boros and Liadrin be the two named to actually go forth and have dialogue. And yeah, they really like their Silverhand iconography everywhere. It's on the shields, it's on the banners. Here's my speech. Let's go kick their asses.
Lord Shadowbreaker, the High Lord would like to peruse the reconnaissance you've gathered on the Broken Isles.
Greetings. For the Alliance.
So, this is the usual starter quest. We have to pick a thing. We always pick Stormheim.
What can I do for you? Go with honor, friend.
I'm gonna go and grab Eadric over here.
King's honor, friend. Be careful. Light bless you.
Oh, apparently I already have access to the helmet. Sure. Throw it on the ground immediately. So in addition to looking gorgeous and all that fun stuff, this is Tyrellian. General Tyrellian. None sacrificed more than the High General. May we always walk in his path, so we too may safeguard the innocent as he did. By blood and honor we serve. Over here, that's Tyrion. Friend, brother, and mentor. High Lord Tyrion was a paragon of the light, an exemplar of what all paladins strive to be. May his spirit guide us in the dark days to come. Over here is a dwarven woman, Lena Stormpike. You know, those Stormpikes. A stalwart combatant and defender of justice, fallen defending her home from foul demons of the Burning Legion. Azeroth is darker for her passing. Over here, Vindicator Murad. He actually just died in Warlords. He always sought to protect those who could not protect themselves. Murad made the ultimate sacrifice in Draenor to save one of our own. Mograine, the Elder, the Ashbringer. The beginning of a legend still spoken of in hushed whispers. His memory will never be forgotten, just as the forces of darkness will never forget his blade. And here's one of my personal favorites. His legendary shining hammer guided countless citizens to safety during the rise of the Scourge of Lordaeron. May he finally rest in peace. Oh yeah. Also over here, Mara Fordragon, High Clerist of Stormwind, patron of the refugees who fled Lordaeron after the First War. She was the bright mother of our future. May she rest in the light. And you know Uther's going to be here. Uther the Lightbringer. First paladin of and father of the original Order of the Silver Hand. Guiding light for all. May we honor his legacy in all we do. We'll talk about Uther more later.
Great to meet you.
One thing I do like, if we ignore the Silver Hand iconography everywhere, over here, we've got actual Sunwalkers doodads. Which is, you know, something. And I do like it. Over here we've got Draenei stuff. For the Vindicators. God, the doodads in here are insane. Me and a friend of mine once spent like an hour just going through here admiring everything. The sheer quantity of all of the items. Like, that's Kelsarar up on the wall there. If you didn't even catch that. It's kind of crazy.
Well met.
Yeah, warrior has nothing to do with the warrior. I hate it. There you are.
Have a good one.
Why that quest wasn't popping up. I guess we had to be back in Dalaran for it. So you're probably wondering, where is this place? Like, we keep portaling in.
How may I help?
Well, we're this way. You may recognize the Eastern Plaguelands. They really just carved out this massive mausoleum-style place underneath the Light's Hope Chapel. We even commented on it when we were here.
At your service. You can always count on me. Azeroth will not fall while we stand. My life for the Silver Hand, my lord.
Gosh darn it. You know, I actually have no idea, Lord Harriman. Because you're right, this is like the most holy sanctified spot in the freaking setting. For some reason. Where is she? Oh, there she is.
Pleasantries can wait. Remain vigilant. I do relish a good fight.
Light be with you. Go with honor, friend. Be careful.
Start our first mission.
At your service.
And now we move on. So let's cycle back to our priest for a second. So that's the only thing we're going to do out of order. From now on, we're going to be doing a fairly normal path through these. So I apologize for the diversions. I'll chew on it. I'll jot it down as a maybe, Uthor. I will admit I don't remember it ever interrupting with the story. Tier, Mr. Floyd Pinkerton. Paladin flattening, question mark.
I will hide in shadows no longer.
This.
May light and shadow guide you.
Yep.
We will accomplish much together.
I'm not actually joking. Tyr's hand was wielded by Tyr.
Warm wishes to you. Good health, long life.
Wait a second.
These acolytes will serve you well.
I think the biggest reason it doesn't bother me, other than the fact that I find most of the order halls done well, is that making an order hall for paladins, for example, that applies to every individual group or fantasy or archetype of paladin is insane. To put that as nicely as I possibly can. I get it. There are, after all, 3 types of paladins and 3 types of rogues, 4 types of druids, and blah, 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 blah. I've said before, each of those individual specs is its own class in terms of how we would normally consider that for other games. But you can't really make 4 druid order halls, you know? And yeah, it is also worth noting that this was such an insane endeavor. They've never done this before or since.
How may I help you? Until next time.
Okay, there's our 2-hour quest. Send you
I
out.
stand ready to help.
Oh, no, all 3.
May the light guide your way.
Okay.
I will hide in shadows no longer.
Alright, let's do Holy next.
May light and shadow guide you.
Well, that woman is very stupid, Trahexia.
We will accomplish much together.
I actually still don't know what evokers get when they go to Legion.
Let us get to work.
I've obtained a request from Vindicator Boros in Dalaran asking for our help. He has recovered a soldier who escaped from the Legion. He was injured and his wounds are resisting every healing treatment available to them. Normally this would fall to an acolyte to handle, but the soldier mentioned Ure in his delirium. I thought the Holy Gem was lost. You are strong with the light. I am a shadow priest, dude. Perhaps you can succeed where they can't. If you need it, Brother Larry can provide you with a flight to Dalaran.
Until next time.
Like I said, I'll chew on it, Uthor. What'll really change it for me is how the actual campaign develops. Like, I think that'll be where I line that up. Boros. Never Spartan.
Thank the light.
Sup, Paladin?
The Legion will not break us.
One thing that I've heard several people complain about that doesn't bother me that much is that Paladin and Priest order campaigns are very connected to each other. Which makes sense. Paladins are priests with martial training. We've talked about this. Oh, and yes, hypothetically, that means we could have a Shadow Paladin. Anyways.
Dionys Akka.
I thought Barum was lost to us after the tragedy at the Broken Shore. Light knows we lost too many at that good soldiers like him there. I was shocked to see he was alive when one of our patrols arrived carrying him. They found him floating in the sea with wounds that would kill any lesser Draenei. There's something about those wounds that resists everything we've done to treat them. Please, priest, as a brother in the light, I ask you do all you can to help him recover.
Bless, he's just inside. Please, do whatever you can to save him.
Did it really, Huthor?
Torre, Alora, escape!
Ah! I remember how I set up my holy bars here.
My head. Where am I? I need fresh air.
What do you... Real quick. I love the healing area. We've got, you know, an injured Kirin Tor. We've got the medic. We've got another medic. My personal favorite is the druid recuperating in the bath. Anyways, I owe you my life, sister, but that look on your face tells me you're here for something else. Yeah, you mentioned something about Ture? Oh, I must have been dreaming of Alora. She was my cellmate in that accursed world the demons took me to. She told me she saw the crystal, but never said much else. I just hope she's still alive. Alora and I were able to escape through one of the Legion's portals back to Azeroth. That's as far as our luck took us. The portal put us in a small isle somewhere west of the Broken Shore. They saw us quickly, and we made a run for the protection of the water. As I attempted to leap to safety, I was wounded, but Alora tripped, and I watched them drag her back. Rescue her, please. I'll mark the camp on the map. Just don't let her go through that ordeal again.
I'm coming with you. You helped one of my men, so it's only fitting that I return the favor.
Dude, you're always welcome, Boros.
Crassus Landing. We can take my griffin down to the island.
Even though you're a better tank than I am. Sorry, I shouldn't say that without explaining. So, Boros is one of the NPCs you can actually have as a follower, aka someone who follows you around.
Lightfeather is settled and ready to go.
When you're just roaming through, you know, questing. And he has, like a lot of NPCs, he basically has a taunt aura. It's kind of difficult, and in some cases impossible, to properly pull thread off of him. So, you know, I was usually roaming around as a tank, because that's just my norm. And obviously I would immediately lose aggro to Boros, and my sister was equipped with Boros. And it just became this running gag that he was the only tank she actually needed, and he was a better tank than me, and you get it. No, Linarith. There's no faction-specific stuff in War Within. There's class-specific stuff, but that's not even in the same category of what you're talking about. Nice place. The Broken Shore. I already kind of mentioned this retcon, but as a fresh reminder... Oh.
That beast is trying to take her soul. Hurry! We can still save her.
Yeah, hang on. I want to talk for a sec. In the original lore of Warcraft 2, all of this was ripped up by Gul'dan. In the updated lore, it's just the Broken Shore. All the rest of this was always here. Now, I actually like that particular retcon, but what I find most amusing is the specific stated reason for the retcon. Because the art design team was going through and designing, you know, Val-Shara and High Mountain, Stormheim, and then adding, like, bits and drapings of underwatery stuff, like kelp and things like that. You've seen it before. In fact, we saw this in the Throne of Thunder. And nobody liked it in the office. And this was pretty early on in the development cycle, like very, very, very early on in the development of Legion. And they were like, you know what, let's just retcon that. And so this is the only island that was actually ripped up from the seafloor.
I'll crack open your flesh and feed upon your soul.
There you go.
Arcanon Boros.
I got your back. I love the new res animations, by the way. Yeah, exactly, Mr. Floyd. They did some decent stuff.
I'm alive. By the light, I live again!
With that retcon. I felt my soul being ripped from my body. If you hadn't come when you did, I don't even want to think about it. There's nothing I can do to repay you. I owe you my life, after all. Yeah, to Ure? Param lives too. I'll thank the light. Yes, I'll gladly tell you everything I know. I was serving aboard the airship that crashed on the way to the broken shore. I must have blacked out, as the next thing I remember being jolted awake. I was on a broken island, and above me stood a Minari carrying a staff of darkened crystal. There's no mistaking it. The staff was Tu'ure. All my life I've heard stories about how Tu'ure flowed with the healing power of the light. Somehow the crystal had been darkened by Minari. We must get it back and restore it to its pure form.
Prophet's mercy. What is that?
That is an Inquisitor.
What are you filthy mortals doing near the Master's portal? I'll rip the answer from your soul.
Hi, Jace. Thank you, Jace.
Go deal with that demon. I'll tend to Alora.
You won't escape me this time, Bailiff. Tell me where your master is, and I may grant you a quick death. Sinu Amanore. You were fortunate I was in the area. What brings you to this forsaken place?
You seek a demon with a staff of crystal. The Eridar that calls itself Lady Calindris is the one that matches your description perfectly. She's my prey, though. I've been chasing her minion all over the Isles, and I'm not about to let the opportunity pass. I could use someone to watch my back. If you help me out, I'll be willing to let you take this staff you seek. I don't care about her equipment, it's her soul I'm after. What do you say?
Remember, nothing is more important than the Legion's destruction.
Excellent. There's a gateway further down this pathway, like most Legion constructs, and it is powered by souls. I think the death of the Inquisitor should be enough to activate it and open the way back to where we came from. Let's go see where this path takes us, shall we?
Trust in Lord. Let's get going. The portal is just ahead.
And so we entered the lair of the beast. May the light protect us.
No, it's okay.
There are others trapped inside. Please, rescue them if you can. Thank you again.
It's okay. We don't need a light to protect us. We got a demon hunter.
Bless the light. You made it. This place is crawling with evil. Jace went to scout ahead, but when these demons attacked and put up this barrier, we were separated. He's still out there.
So welcome to Niskara. We'll be here several times.
With my strength renewed, I am able to dispel this foul magic. Come, hero. Jace was heading this way. We fight at your side, Demon Hunter!
Thank you, friends. I admit, I doubted you'd survive the demon's trap, Boros. Thought it would just be me and the priest now.
My wounds were severe, but our priest arrived just in time.
You're welcome.
Close the gates to the upper levels. Priest, use your holy magic to destroy the anchoring crystal. That should open our way.
I can do that. Holy magic. Whap. What? Oh, okay, okay. Yeah.
Excellent. Now let's get out of here.
What is that noise? Naranoth! If you allow another jailbreak, I'll strand you on this pathetic rock and leave you to rot!
If you had faith in the light, Demon Hunter, there would be nothing to fear.
A prisoner. We could use her help. Free her.
Tas Dingo! Thank you for getting—
No more escapes on my watch.
Oh god, of course, she's a typical mage.
Come to vanquish you, demon.
She immediately charges the enemy. Oh, Jesus, she's taking some damage. Mages! Oh, there. Yeah, she had procs, okay.
Many thanks again, man, for getting me out of there.
You're welcome.
We seek the leader of this den of horrors, an Eredar called Lady Calindris.
Aye, she be outside directing her demons to load up more captives. I be having a score to settle with her. So if you be aiming to take her out, count me in.
Come, let's move before we encounter any more surprises.
I actually kind of like this, by the way. A paladin, a mage, a priest, and a demon hunter walk into a demon prison world together. Sounds like the beginning of a joke. Thank God for that, Mr. Floyd Pickerton. Sorry, but the language barrier always bothered me. And yes, I understand the language paradox.
Our prey stands before us. We must strike now, before she can summon her defenses.
Let's do it. I guess it's on me to pull, huh?
Truly so stupid? You presume to challenge an Eredar sorceress of the Burning Legion?
We've got our own mage. I don't see the issue here. I mean, there's a reason I say the voice acting gets better every expansion, and I'm still including things like Shadowlands and BFA in that.
I grow tired of this. Be consumed by the darkness! No! It's just you and me now, little priest. Your pathetic light won't save you.
And then I kill her.
Such power! I feel the demon's essence infusing every fiber of my being!
Jace.
Fear for your soul, Demon Hunter. It's not too late. Turn to the light and be cleansed of your corruption.
Spare me your platitudes, Paladin. Your people know well the horrors that the Legion plans to unleash. The Legion must be stopped, and I will do everything in my power to make it so. Nothing is more important than their destruction.
You know, weirdly enough, the one individual voice that really got my attention, no, that would be Murad, Mr. Floyd. This is Boros, different guy. Murad's dead. The one individual voice that really caught my attention in BFA is the Night Elf woman, the one who dies at Darkshore. So, this is Tuure. Yes, that is a Naru. They took a Naru. So, Tuure... There's a story here. Tuure died, as much as a Naru can die, and was affixed to a staff by the forces of the Legion to be used as a void staff. But we just poured a crap ton of holy light into it, so...
You two can yell at each other later. It'd be time to get out of this place.
And interestingly enough, we rescued a mage who can portal us out of here. And yes, Naru on a stick. This artifact part was sacrificed to draw out the darkness from the Sword of Sargeras. If I'm not mistaken, the talent from this still exists. I don't remember where it is. I don't remember what it is. It summons a little mini Naru on proc. Oh, that's it right there. When you use a Holy Word spell, you summon an image of a Naru for 9 seconds. Whenever you cast a healing spell, it'll cast a similar spell. That's a good point, Uthor. Could be. Well, we talked about Metzen taking a several-year break from basically everything for a while there. And let's be clear, it was health reasons. As a fact I will never stop repeating, unless it's someday proven wrong, is that Metzen quite literally nearly died from Titan. Dude had to go to the hospital. So... yeah, stress kills. Everyone's like, oh, he was stressed, boo-hoo. And everyone says it's a frickin' idiot. Stress is dangerous. Extremely dangerous. Whoops, I am a priest, not a paladin. So yeah, he took several years off, just took some time with his family. And spent some time working on a little side project, which he actually published. It was a little... pen and paper module thing. Campaign, excuse me. Excuse me. Ugh, my allergies just kicked my ass today. I apologize. And he just backed the hell off of everything. Now, when exactly he left is interesting. We know he did at least a little bit of work for BFA. Because of how work schedules work. But what we also know is that he was not very involved in the final few patches for Legion. By the time that most of the Legion patches rolled out, he had already mostly bowed out. We also know that a decent chunk of BFA was lined up by the Forbidden One, Jackass, and that we'll talk more about the specifics of how that lines up when we get there, but BFA goes through a very obvious author shift through its patch content as well. That'll also happen in Shadowlands.
We welcome your help.
That is Tuure. I thought it was lost to us forever. When I last saw this staff, we were escaping from a small world called Niskara. The Legion came upon us unawares. We were only able to escape thanks to a few brave Vindicators who stayed behind with Tuure to stall their attack. I did not think it could be done, but you were able to recover Tuure. You truly walk in the light. You have my respect and my thanks.
The light will guide your way.
Are we still on this? Okay.
How may I help you?
Let's go ahead and grab the discipline one, shall we? Tell me I have discipline talent set up. Kinda. One moment, please. I mean, Mindbender is legit. I don't remember what it does to upgrade it, but it is legit. I remember that. So, 3-minute cooldown, 15 seconds, generates mana. 1-minute cooldown, 12 seconds, generates mana. Yeah. Oh, absolutely, Huthor. I praise Legion a lot, but you can really feel the transition in how, I think the word I want to use here is inconsistent Legion is. Because there's some really good stuff in Legion, and then there's some other stuff. I guess that's obvious, considering how big of an expansion it is. I think we'll go dive for that. We'll also grab Penance and Ultimate Penitence, which is just a fun ability. We'll grab that. Okay. Excuse me.
We will accomplish much together.
That was probably the easiest decision you've ever had to make. Yeah,
Let us get to work.
Light's Wrath. A bold choice, though if you believe you can control its energies, it could prove vital to our cause. Retrieving it won't be easy. It was last held by the Kirin Tor, who, fearing its unbridled power, handed it to the Blue Dragonflight to secure away from the hands of men. Only they would know exactly where it was taken or how to retrieve it. Let's go talk to Caligos.
May light and shadow guide you.
I should mention that this quest, so we already saw the warrior priest paladin line, and that was clearly one story stretched out across 3. There's a couple of other things where 2 classes are specifically doing a quest at the same time. This is one of those. The arcane mage and the disciplined priest are, in lore, both doing this quest simultaneously. Just like the Unholy Death Knight, Destruction Warlock, I think, and Balanced Druid are all doing theirs at the same time. So we're going to see a little bit of repetition here and there as a consequence of that. Really, Huthor? Now that's interesting.
This world is full of wonder.
So you seek Light's Wrath. Dangerous weapon, to be sure. Long ago, the Kirin Tor entrusted it to the Blue Dragonflight for safekeeping. It was locked away in the only place that could contain its rampant power, the Nexus Vault. I've not been there in some time, however. After the Blue Flight was dissolved, the Nexus was abandoned. There's no knowing whether the vault is still intact or what might be waiting for us there.
Good luck, champion.
If you seek the Nexus, I should warn you not to rush in headlong. Maybe take a mage with you. There are strange happenings in Koldaran, and it would be best to gather information before proceeding. During my last visit to Dragonblight, I sensed unusual energies from the Azure Shrine. Since this place was very closely tied to Malygos' plans in the Nexus Wars, whatever is present there may explain the current state of the Nexus. I cannot accompany you, but this crystal could be used to communicate with me, so good luck.
Together we will defend our world.
Spit, spit, spit. Okay, we're good. you're probably wondering what the balanced version of this looks like. And it's probably my favorite coloration of all of them. It's this wonderful kind of dull steel gray. Look at that. And its wings are amazing. Look at that. Oh, I agree completely, Tyr. It's just, it's amusing. I know some people who complained about it. It's like, oh, I've already seen this, but I liked it. I like the idea of being part of the other characters, right? As you say, not existing in a bubble. Legion is one of the very, 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 very few times that the player character has really existed in lore. You know, I actually don't know, Racer Dude. So we've got, like, wings, glowing thing behind us, little drapey thing. Just take that image there for a second. The armor looks a different color, but I don't think there's anything different about it other than that. And obviously the wings are a different color there. Anyways, sorry. Switch back to display. Whoops. I didn't mean to do that. Why does it keep doing that? Yeah, several of the class mounts have a spec variance, which is usually a color variance. Maybe. I don't know. It's been far too long since I've actually used this mount. You know, in fact, it's been since Legion, to be quite honest. So, it's been a minute. Probably not, Mr. Floyd Pinkerton. But honestly, it's actually kind of difficult to predict what Blizzard's going to do at this point, because they have done a fairly large amount of work to throw most of their old precepts and design philosophies out the window. Now, in my opinion, most of those have been for the better, right? Those have been a good thing. But it does mean it gets harder to predict what they're going to do, you know? I don't know, is the truthful answer to you. However, let's assume they do. Yeah, exactly, Huthor. How do I think they should approach a redesign if they do it? Let me just say this right up front. Don't eject the old stuff. This is what they should have done in Kata. Make it an instance. Make it something you can, for lack of a better way to put it, to opt into. You know, when you go to Quel'Thalas, you probably go to, like, modern Quel'Thalas or whatever, but there's Zardormi standing right at the entrance saying, would you like to see how it used to look? Bwong. Stuff like that, right? That tech literally already exists in the game. And by instancing it properly, you could just put, I mean, Quel'Thalas, Silvermoon, that whole area is already a new subzone, right? It's already part of the Outland server. So it's not that hard to keep it sharded, right? God damn it, I'm going to the Azure Dragon Shrine. Which is not the Nexus. Yeah, just put time walking in the UI. I mean, something I've been wanting for a long time, especially during this run, is the ability to not have to go back to Chromie every time I want to switch timelines. A relatively minor thing, but I mean, they literally already have the interface. You just talk to Chromie to pull up the interface. Nothing is preventing them from giving a button to do that. Even if they really wanted to be finicky about it, they could say you have to be in a capital city to do it. If there's some reason I don't know about to limit that. Yeah, like, exactly, Luthor. Maybe there's some abuse thing they want to prevent. So, okay, sure. Go to a rested area. Boom. Done. Like, there are ways to still limit players' access to switching timelines without forcing you to go talk to the one NPC in the game, per side, that, you know, actually allows you to do that. Why do I have Mimron's jump jets on my bar? I mean, there's a reason hashtag other players became a meme, Uthor, I'm just saying. Excuse me. He said, hey, as your Dragon Shrine, where I'm actually supposed to be. Okay, we're here, Caligos. What do you want? We're here. We're here, buddy. There we go. Come on, buddy. Work with me.
This weapon has been infused with dark energies from the twisting nether. Whoever wielded it must be seeking to harness void energy. But for what purpose?
Who would ever actually use void energy? That's crazy. I'd never do that. What are you talking about?
This device appears to draw upon the void energy released when Malagos forced Azeroth's ley lines into the twisting nether. The design looks very familiar.
It should. We've encountered that design before, although I wouldn't blame you if you forgot.
This portal is very similar to ones used by the Ethereals in Outland. Could they be the threat? What did Malagos promise them?
Yeah, I don't want to bear the lead on this, but the Ethereals just sort of left the narrative after BC and have been slowly coming back pretty much ever since. They made a very brief cameo in Wrath, and then mostly pieced out. And now they're here in Legion, and, well, we're going to see them again after Legion. That's all I'll say for now.
Yet more evidence of ethereal technology. This may be an unfortunate turn. There's only one way to find out who's really behind this.
Well, let's do it.
Who dares to... Ah, what have we here? Another intruder, come to claim the treasures of the Nexus Vault. You are too late. Even now, the powers within the vault serve to widen the breach into the twisting nether. With this power, the Ethereum will become unstoppable. We will become void!
Oh, the Ethereum have taken the Nexus. Yet that seems the least of our worries. Their plan to widen the breach into the twisting nether poses a threat to all of Azeroth. It seems fate has set you on this path for a reason, Katara. Not only must you recover the weapon you seek, but you must put a stop to the Ethereum as well. I regret I cannot assist you more directly, but I'll guide you as I can. You should travel to Caldera. Sorry, yeah, I kind of already did that. Sorry. Oh, hey, and it... Guys, we need to go back to the Borean Tundra. The best part is this is not the last time we're going to do that, too. We always knew.
What the ethereals are up to is generating an incredible amount of void energy. They must be using Malagos' surge needles. Fly over to one, and let's take a closer look. The Ethereum have altered the surge needles. They are tapping
Tell me
into
about
the
it.
energy caused by the rift.
Look at this.
Their power must also be feeding the shield around the Nexus. Let us take a look at the Foundation. The vault must be weakened. The energy from your weapon is breaking its way free.
And the mage weapon that's also
may
here.
work to our advantage.
Seems the Ethereum has gleaned how to use the surge needles to bore deeper into the nether. I believe we can use these devices against them. The energy from Light's Wrath lashes out from within the weakened Nexus Vault. We may be able to use its raw chaotic energies to our advantage. We can harness this energy and feed it into the surge needles. It should cause a rather destructive reaction. So, I've been thinking about this, and based on what happened during the lore run and my own beginning health, I've decided not to read out loud all of the lore for each of the artifacts. I do apologize, but there is a lot. There is a non-small amount of lore for each artifact. I'll show you what I mean at some point. Not now. I'll give you an overview, of course. So let's talk about the ones we've already gotten. So we got Thrumkar. Thrumkar, we kind of already heard all that you really need to through the course of the artifact quest for that. Because it was a blade forged by the Vrykul and specifically enchanted by their new elven allies as a sign of the new treaty between the kingdom of Arathor, which was the human empire, and the elves, the high elves of Quel'Thalas. This was during the Troll Wars, of course, and was considered a fairly major event, symbolically as well as personally, when it comes to those that particular conflict. I've mentioned this before, I'll mention it again. The humans and the elves, the high elves, have been bros for literally over a millennia at this point. And something about that has always just worked for me. Because it makes a degree of sense, especially given how long-lived the elves really are, you know? A lot of them, a lot of elves that are currently out and active, remember the humans they were there during the Troll Wars, and remember the humans stepping up and saying, yeah, we got your back, and pushing back the Amani tide. 20-something... No, 13,000 years, I want to say, Trexie? Something like that. Over 10,000 years ago. I want to say it's 13. The 20 is wrong. That's another thing. So that's Thrumkar. Not much else to that. The shield and sword, well, that was put together based off of chunks of Neltharion's hide, which fell off of him, and honestly, I don't remember much more than that. And then there's the Fury weapons, which have so little lore, probably because they were invented solely for this expansion. One thing I do remember about them is what you have in the Fury swords is the combined energies and essences of Helya's blessing and Odin's blessing. And because those two hate each other, those blessings are constantly fighting each other, feeding into the Fury Warriors' fury, which is actually kind of a cool concept. Or discipline, if you will. But yeah, it's functionally just a Titan Keeper weapon. Which, yep. So let's move on to Priest. So you've already seen the Black Blade of Xal'atath. I'm actually not going to talk too much about the significance of that weapon or its history to the world because, well, I think we've given away too much about that already, and that's all I'm going to say about that. The Holy Weapon, well, again, you already saw most of what that was on camera. There was a Naru who, helped them to flee from Niskara, centuries ago, and when they were in the process of fleeing, had to stay behind, was captured, was implanted onto a weapon, which we then renewed, pouring holy light into it to revitalize the Naru back into a holy state rather than a void state. And now we're just wielding it. And yeah, Tuura used to be wielded by Velen, so it's... And then, of course, we've got this thing. Now, Light's Wrath, they keep talking about its unmitigated power. So, part of the reason for that is because this is a weapon made by idiots. That sounds like a joke. So, Light's Wrath was made by the Scarlet Crusade. They wanted to make a weapon that was rivaled even to Ashbringer. I remind you, Ashbringer is literally constructed of a core of a Naru. So they're like, okay, no problem. We've got this. They find this specific item, and they get the thing, and they start imbuing it with wrath, and wrath, and wrath. But here's the problem. The Scarlet Crusade are a bunch of idiots who also forget the fact that they're run by a Dreadlord, a Nothrazine. That's Balnazar. So he disrupted the ritual, and they lost control of it, and it killed a lot of people. What happened was that his demonic energy and their light energy completely destabilized it. So the raw power of Light's Wrath was actually substantial, but completely uncontrollable. This is exactly why they gave it to the Blue Dragonflight, to kind of shove it into a vault where it can be properly contained. Naturally, it would take someone of tremendous mental fortitude and skill in wielding both shadowy power and light power in order to be able to wield something like Light's Wrath. In fact, if you think about it, Light's Wrath is probably the strongest of the three priest artifacts in terms of raw power. And yes, if you're paying attention, that makes two of the priest weapons things that will absolutely destroy you if you don't wield them properly. You have the power you need to destroy the Surge Needles. At the location of the breaches where the Surge Needles pierce the ground, will be a large concentration of void energy. Focus the power of the Light's Wrath into these points, and the reaction should cause an overload. You must act quickly, and the Ethereum will not sit idly by while you lay waste to their machinations. Okay. So, oh, hello. Hi. Let's just go over here. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see. Balnazar was actually pretty clever with how he manipulated Light's Wrath. Don't mind me. Which is strange, because usually Balnazar has no cleverness about him whatsoever. But, you know, I guess every now and again a Dreadlord can actually have, you know, a little bit of cleverness. Just a little bit. Broken clock, etc. Oh, okay, fine. I'll kill you both. I guess. Oh, I have that on my bar. Guess I'm not missing anything. I don't know. Well, Sargeras is at the top, obviously Trihex here. And ostensibly, Kil'jaeden's the one actually in charge. He used to share that seat with Archimonde. But actually, Sargeras has specific demons that he trusts more than he does other demons. And those demons technically are higher up on the totem pole.
The shadow is lifted.
Azurgos?
What little mind is this I sense that has freed my consciousness from the ethereal's trap?
What are you doing here, Azurgos? He must have returned to the Nexus to secure the artifacts. Well, I guess I always trusted him to watch over the magical items. I'm afraid I have another favor to ask of you. The Ethereum managed to capture Azurgos, and they are more powerful than I imagined. We've not always seen eye to eye, Azurgos and I, but he is still my kin. Since you seek to put an end to the Ethereals and claim Light's wrath, I would ask that you also free my brother. Okay.
The Nexus Vault lies deep beneath the main spire. You will find its entrance in the lowest chamber of the spire's base.
In case you've never done Wrath before.
The volatile energies within the Nexus seem to be interfering with the image crystal. I fear you may be on your own from here. Good luck.
Okay. Hi, Jim Whisperer. And yes, Uthor is correct. When I say trust, there's a bit of an asterisk attached to that. Sargeras is a Titan, and exactly as much of a control freak as that implies. Most of his most trusted demons effectively have no free will at all anymore.
So, the lock on the Nexus has been broken. And by a common adventurer, no less. Will wonders never cease? If you've come to engage me in battle in hopes of obtaining some spurious trinket, I'm afraid you're too late. The Ethereum have taken the bite out of this old dragon, and I fear they have robbed me of anything you would deem useful. If it's looting you desire, as your kind so often does, then I suggest taking the fight to them.
Resent that. Yeah, Archimonde and Kill Jaden get a lot of leeway, but as Huthor points out, it's mostly because they actually get stuff done. Which is all he really cares about. Eh. I hope you're enjoying it, Shadow Machine, especially given your, sacrifice.
Wait, are you here after them? In that case, I could use a hand.
Not all loot hobos. So, you okay there, buddy? Oh my god, you're at 12 health. I got your back.
You are a capable healer, priest. I feel my strength returning. I assume you come seeking the Nexus Vault. Why else would anyone return to this place? Unfortunately, access to the vault is proving difficult. If you help me access the librarium, I will find a way through. We must not let the Ethereum obtain the artifacts it holds. But first, I think I'll slip into a more comfortable form. These halls were never quite spacious enough for my tastes.
Shall we?
Sure. Thank you, Kira White Noise. As always. And if you give me a moment. Let's see. Hard Space Shipbreaker. Manifold Garden. And Riftbreaker. A lot of breaking today. We need to have a chat. I mean, Subnautica does a really, really good job of being absolutely terrifying. there's a lot of fascinating things they do there.
The Nexus Vault is weakening. That holy fire can only mean Light's wrath is no longer fully contained. It is a most potent and chaotic weapon. It will lash out at us as we try to approach. Be prepared.
And again, we're doing this alongside the Arcane Mage, so just keep that in mind for later.
The fire seems to have superheated the ground here. I hope you have a way to get us over it.
Okay, I'm a priest. I got this. Hey, Ross. Welcome to Frostfire something. I don't know. This is a Mario level. That's what this is. Yes, the ice is on fire. That is more or less literally what's happening here. Yeah, Light's Wrath really does have a lot of uncontained power. Funny, considering the arcane weapon, which is also in here. Nope. Okay. Ah, it's penance. Cut off 2 heads, and 3 grow back, little Billy. Hail Hydra. Sorry, what? Yeah, no, we have several sentient / intelligent weapons in this expansion for some strange reason. We've also got Falkeel for the Warlocks. Azragus, could you stop dying, please? Thank you. I think modern video games as a whole are written well. Well, that's a fascinating question. Because what you effectively just asked me is, Laura, do you think that books are written well? Rather than answer you directly, why don't you tell me what prompted that question? That might be a more useful avenue of answering. Yeah, I'm glad I did the Chromie stuff back when it was new, honestly.
We're here! Now let me see if I can find a way into the vault. As I suspected, the entrance to the vault was broken off when Malygos breached the Twisting Nether during the Nexus Wars. I feel the powers it holds resonating through the Nexus. There must be another way to reach the vault. Aha! That's... Wait a moment. The energy from the vault is surging. Brace yourself!
What in the world is that nonsense?
This creature is using its own life essence to harm us. He dies a little more with every attack.
Yeah, that sounds about right. So my really big heal button here. Wong, wong. I love this heal, by the way. Look at this.
That was too close. If the weapon goes unchecked much longer, it will bring this whole place down around us. Quickly, we must head to the rift. It's the only way.
Well, to use that specific example, Lord knows Baldur's Gate 3 has its issues, but I would call it an overall well-written game. I mean, I should know. I'm going through it a second time right now. Slowly but surely. Hang on one sec. penance. That's what I thought. I mean, I have near tangible evidence that they've broken the scaling balancing 3 times since I started this review.
Here? Fools! You may have destroyed the Surge Needles, but you are too late to stop us! The power of Light's wrath will rip open the breach!
Oh, great. More ethereals. It looks like they're channeling the energy from the vault into the breach. This is not good. Come! Time to show these ethereals that I still have a bit of fight left in me. I will bring whatever power I have to bear against the Nexus Prince. But in my weakened state, it falls upon you to finish this threat. I hope you are prepared.
You are too late, interlopers! Nothing can stop me now! I have become void!
Killed all his followers in the process, by the way.
The Ethereum will rise again!
Yeah, this is an arcane mage quest, but also a discipline quest. Kind of makes sense for discipline, in my opinion. It's probably the closest we've ever gotten to a class fantasy for discipline in general, actually. Yeah, this is a quest about an artifact that is holy and void, more or less equally. Thanks, Balthazar. That is wildly uncontained and requires a tremendous amount of discipline to wield.
What? The void cannot be defeated! No!
Sorry, dude.
So much for the all-powerful void! You know you're not a bad ally. Pity you're not a dragon.
I know, right?
I can open a portal to the vault, but I'll have to remain on this side to keep it open.
I don't think I want to go into that nonsense over there.
The way is clear. Hurry, little one. I can't keep this open for long. You made it, but to leave this place with the weapon, you must first gain control of it. Good luck.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it just doesn't bother me that much, Uther, because it makes perfect sense to me, because I'm an idiot, I guess. I don't know. Rather than constantly belittle myself, what would you do instead? Assume time and budget aren't a huge thing and you don't have to follow the arcane mage line.
Well done. The energies from the vault seem to be stabilizing. Now hurry back before the portal closes and you're locked inside.
Yeah, I don't want that to happen, thanks. Astragus?
I am impressed. Never have I seen a priest capable of controlling Light's wrath. The ethereals have been routed, and you have the weapon you came for. Your business here is finished. Mine, on the other hand, has just begun. I thank you for freeing me. You have given me the greatest gift of all. That of time. I will use that time to secure the Nexus. It must never again fall into the wrong hands. This portal will take you back to Kalagos. Please, Give him my regards.
You're on, Caligos. I mean, Azurgos. Sorry. No, I said the wrong name. Ah. Yeah, but I'm not going to the Broken Shore. Ooh. I mean, honestly, I think the one that suffers more from that is the 3 in Karazhan. We go to Karazhan because Medivh cursed some merchants in order to retrieve artifacts for him. So there's a bunch of artifacts there because Medivh cursed them to... Like, that's it. That's the reason we go to Karazhan. It's much more threadbare than this, in my opinion. Oh, I suppose I should turn this into Caligos. Hang on. Hey, Caligos.
Greetings.
You have my gratitude for saving Azurgos. You rest easy knowing the Nexus is under his care. As for you, I can see you're full of surprises. Never in my time have I seen a priest who can control the chaotic energies of Lights-Wrath. You really are the hero we need to face the Legion.
Remember your duty to Azeroth. Fly true.
Yeah, I could see that, Uthor. Do we consider that story or gameplay, though? It's a real question. Or both. Yeah, that's kind of what I was leaning towards. Because you're right, the gameplay is fine in each of them.
How may I help you?
Now, this should be done by now, which it is. Perfect. One moment, please. Jot down some notes here. And yeah, it's worth noting Discipline Priest itself has gone through many iterations of what the class spec even is. Like, yeah, Discipline was originally like full bubbles all the time, and then they started drifting it away towards something more monkey, and then they had the atonement concept in Kata, and they drifted away from that again, and now they've just they just keep bouncing around with it. I don't even remember. What did Lights-Wrath actually originally give? Does anyone remember? See if I can look that up. Let's see. It gave you the ability Lights-Wrath. Go figure. Which would do holy fire damage. And while you had it... Here we go. So Lights-Wrath does 700% spell power, Jesus. Radiant damage to target increased depending on how many of your allies currently have Atonement. Also included your dot speeds. I admit it doesn't bother me as much as it probably could, because I'm used to learning stuff all the time. I bounce through games all the time. But I get your point. I'm not disagreeing with you. And yeah, that's Moira right there. The biggest problem with Discipline Priest is what I just mentioned. They keep changing their minds on what it should be. Like, what is a Discipline Priest? I mean, yeah, it's the FF14. They're getting rid of Rapture? Really? They do the same thing in FF14. They recently did this with both monks and summoners, and they're currently looking at, I guess, or have already done, I forget which, dragoons. Excuse me. Hell, Outlaw didn't used to be called Outlaw. They came up with the Outlaw concept in Legion. Astrologian. Yeah. You'll notice that I haven't been an Astrologian main since Shadowbringers was new. You know, to use a specific example there. Yeah, it's just kind of an MMO thing. I don't mean to sound dismissive, but it's something that, you know, some people like me have gotten used to. Because that's always been a thing, going all the way back to EverQuest, or Ultima Online, or Asheron's Call. You know, the big three. So I'm not doing well. I really, really, really hate to do this, especially on a Friday. But I think I'm going to take an early lunch break, and I'm just going to go lay down. When we get back, I swear to God, we'll actually finally get started with all this artifact stuff that I really have been wanting to do for a couple of days now. So, I'll see you guys when I get up.